to Paralipomenon, 2 Chronicles, chapter 36. Then the people of the land took Joachaz, the son of Josias, and made him king instead of his father in Jerusalem.
Joachaz was 23 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 3 months in Jerusalem.
And the king of Egypt came to Jerusalem, and deposed him, and condemned the land in 100 talents of silver, and a talent of gold.
And he made Eliakim his brother king in his stead over Judah and Jerusalem. And he turned his name to Joachim. But he took Joachaz with him, and carried him away into Egypt.
Joachim was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem, and he did evil before the Lord his God.
Against him came up Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Chaldeans, and led him bound in chains into Babylon.
And he carried also thither the vessels of the Lord, and put them in his temple. But the rest of the acts of Joachim, and his abominations which he wrought, and the things that were found in him, are contained in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel. And Joachim his son reigned in his stead. Joachim was 8 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 3 months and 10 days in Jerusalem, and he did evil in the sight of the Lord. And at the return of the year, King Nebuchadnezzar sent and brought him to Babylon, carrying away at the same time the most precious vessels of the house of the Lord. And he made Zedekias his uncle king over Judah and Jerusalem. Zedekias was 21 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And he did evil in the eyes of the Lord his God, and did not reverence the face of Jeremiah the prophet speaking to him from the mouth of the Lord. He also revolted from King Nebuchadnezzar, who had made him swear by God, and he hardened his neck and his heart from returning to the Lord, the God of Israel. Moreover, all the chief of the priests and the people wickedly transgressed according to all the abominations of the Gentiles, and they defiled the house of the Lord, which he had sanctified to himself in Jerusalem. And the Lord, the God of their fathers, sent to them by the hand of his messengers, rising early and daily admonishing them, because he spared his people and his dwelling place. But they mocked the messengers of God, and despised his words, and misused the prophets, until the wrath of the Lord arose against his people, and there was no remedy. For he brought upon them the king of the Chaldeans, and he slew their young men with the sword in the house of his sanctuary. He had no compassion on young man or maiden, old man or even him that stooped for age, but he delivered them all into his hands. And all the vessels of the house of the Lord, great and small, and the treasures of the temple and of the king and of the princes, he carried away to Babylon. And the enemies set fire to the house of God, and broke down the wall of Jerusalem, burnt all the towers, and whatsoever was precious they destroyed. Whosoever escaped the sword was led into Babylon, and there served the king and his sons, till the reign of the king of Persia. That the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, and the land might keep her Sabbaths. For all the days of the desolation she kept a Sabbath, till the 70 years were expired. But in the first year of Cyrus, king of the Persians, to fulfill the word of the Lord, which he had spoken by the mouth of Jeremiah, the Lord stirred up the heart of Cyrus, king of the Persians, who commanded it to be proclaimed through all his kingdom, and by writing also, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of the Persians, All the kingdoms of the earth hath the Lord, the God of heaven, given to me, and he hath charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem, which is in Judea. Who is there among you of all his people? The Lord his God be with him, and let him go up.
From PrayLamp, peace be with you.